Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Stump the Idiot. I am the huge one, aka the idiot, Dave Koco from DaveKoco.com, DaveKoco.com, where you can find out about KocoSports, my books, my cartoons, my video games, my Let's Plays, my streams. Everything you need to know about Dave Koco is at DaveKoco.com. I'm here with my tag team partner. We're the Idiot Express. I'm not here alone. Are you ready, Idiot Express? Ladies and gentlemen, who is under the mask? Who is the mystery man that will be joining me in the Idiot Express? Unmask slowly. It's Boom Boom! It's Boom Boom! Boom Boom. Welcome to Stump the Idiot, sir.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
Do you think anyone fucking was in... Alright, moving on. Stump the Idiot, another one brought to us by Golden Star Alex. We're going to try to rock a lot of these. Plus, we have to go to YouTube comments. Me and Boom Boom are planning to do more and more Stump the Idiots as we're slowly but surely making a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. Definitely call it a comeback. All right, Stump the Idiot. You ready, Booms? We're going to go down a list.
Ready. What's the question today?
Who between these wrestlers do you think would have done the best in the old ECW? We'll break it down and then answer it. Here's the list. Pentagon Jr. What do you think about Pentagon Jr., his chances in ECW, and the ECW's prime? Let's do a little time traveling. He goes back. What do you think?
Okay, if he is the way he is now, oh yeah, he would have. The crowd would have loved him immediately. The whole Cerro Miedo, the breaking arms, the face paint, the lucha libre style. Not like hardcore lucha libre. I mean, if you go back and watch the old ECW, Psychosis, Juventud Guerrera, Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., his first run in the United States, yeah, he would have fit in. He would have fit in. I mean, the crowd would have embraced him with open arms.
Boom, boom. As an old man, I realized my job is to offend every young person in the world and want them to hate me. So I'm going to continue it alive. If Pentagon Jr. went back to ECW, I don't think Rey Mysterio is as popular. I think he takes Rey Mysterio's spot by a lot. I think...
I don't know. I think one of the things that made Rey Mysterio unique was the fact of how small he was, but how he was able to hang.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. I'm just saying he would have been a huge star. Maybe even bigger than Rey. He would have had everything. Eating out of their arms. Eating out of... whatever. Okay. Hot tag. Next guy. Kota Ibushi. Your thoughts on him in ECW?
Well, the audience there at ECW, they liked Yoshihiro Tajiri at the time. Now he changed. Now, granted, he changed to fit in more so with ECW style. Because if you go and you watch Tajiri when he first debuted, he was a clean-shaven babyface wearing these standard blue tights. But as time went on, he grew a beard. He wore those long black tights. Aligned himself with like the likes of Steve Corino. He wrestled a lot more hardcore because I mean he at the time he was doing those that feud with Super Crazy. So I think from a technical standpoint, I think Kota Ibushi, they would have liked him, but I don't know how much the fan base at that time would have wanted him to change.
I think Ibushi would be dead. Paul Heyman and Ibushi together, they would have jumped off the moon. They would have figured a way. They would have built the ladder up to a moon. I think it would be amazing. I just think Ibushi's the type of guy that you have to talk out of doing things, and Paul Heyman was the greatest speaker of, hey man, yeah, I think it's a great idea to jump off the moon. And Ibushi's like, you're right. So, I don't know. It would have been interesting. Next, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe definitely would have fit in. At the time, he was the top guy, the head honcho, however you want to put it, in Ring of Honor. I mean, at the time when that was going on, I was, I couldn't watch Ring of Honor because it wasn't on. Because the only way you could see it back then was either buy the DVDs or go get a ticket and go to the live show. that was the only way you could go see Ring of Honor. And even with that limited amount of exposure, I knew who Samoa Joe was. I mean, he had an epic championship reign. I think it was over 600 days. Yeah, if he was to show up at that time period, the way he was then, oh yeah, they would have loved him.
Yeah, I see him like him and Taz just having the most badass feud ever. And not only that, but like I think Samoa Joe, he didn't have the body type that WCW and WWE would have stole him. So I think they could have like really got it behind him. I think Samoa Joe would have been a huge star. All right, next on the list, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega, it depends. Okay, I assume we're talking about as he is right now.
Yeah,
Like I'm like
for the record, for this question, everyone goes in a time machine and meets Paul Heyman.
okay, as as he is right now, as polished as he is, oh yeah. I mean, they would have had fun with him because it was American, or excuse me, Canadian wrestling, a Japanese style, just going absolutely insane in there. I mean, you could cut promos in both English and Japanese. I mean, that would have opened up the door to all kinds of opponents for him. Wow.
I I'm
And just his sheer athleticism. I mean, you talk about a freak athlete. I know we talked about Brock Lesnar at one point, of being a freak athlete, but it's like professional wrestling is what I'm pretty sure it's what God put Kenny Omega on this earth to do.
boom boom. I don't know if we've ever had a leak or so on Stump the Idiot, but if we have, this is the first time ever. Not so fast, my fellow friend. I think Kenny Omega does horrible. And this is why. He's only there for 2 weeks. With his talent, his promo cutting, his body, WCW and WWE take him up right away.
Huh.
I don't think he lasts a month in ECW. I think he goes there, has a 5-star match. Everyone's like, holy fucking shit. And Eric Bischoff and Vince comes up and he's like, which bag of money do you want? I don't think he does well in ECW. I think he is the total package. Like Ibushi, you can say, oh, language barrier. Pentagon Jr., you can be like, okay, he'll be a star, but, he's not the biggest. Samoa Joe, it's like, weight was a matter. Body issues were a matter. I think Kenny Omega, you put him in a time machine, he works for Paul Heyman for a month. You know what I mean? And then he's gone.
Kind of like what happened with Steve Austin.
Yeah. I think, and yeah, I don't see him sticking around ECW long, just because they would just come by and be like, here, have all the money. Where the other guys, I could see sticking around for a long time. So, next, Suzuki Gold. Now, he's in a time machine, so it's his age now. What do you think he does?
He breaks like half the roster. That's what he does. That's exactly what he does.
You think he'll be successful?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, think about it. This old Japanese guy who's who's like this technical pro that just can take you apart joint by joint and smile while he's doing it with this freaky ass fucking haircut. Oh my God, man. Heyman would have had fun with this guy. He would have fed jobbers to him like nonstop and made him like the champion. He would have made him that monster heel that everybody was trying to beat, because he would be that guy that, this guy is not, the way Jim Ross booked him is, thank God for mixed martial arts and professional wrestling, because otherwise people like Minoru Suzuki would be in jail. And that, I can just see them pushing that as, okay, yeah, this guy, he's a sadistic monster, and he's damn good at wrestling, because that's all he does. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything else. It's like, this guy's extremely good. Can you beat this guy? I mean, God, the sky would have been the limit.
See, oh man, that is a crazy tough call. I think I disagree. I think he is the Japanese Terry Funk, and he just has one hell of a feud against Terry Funk, and he sent back. I I think that's what I would think would happen. Now, granted, this is all just what we're thinking, speculation, fun, but that's what I think. Now, we broke it down as much as we could. Who between these wrestlers do you think would have done the best in the old ECW?
Ooh, who would have done the best out of all of them? I would probably say Pentagon.
Okay. And why is that?
Just Pentagon. I mean, he had a unique look. And not only
I
does he
love
have a
how
unique
he's
look,
active now and we're talking about it in the past because of the time machine.
mhm,
Go ahead, sir.
yeah, he had he's got a unique look. He's got, he would have fit in with that grungy, hardcore underground style. Would have no trouble taking risk. I mean, he would have. Oh my God! And I think Heyman would have been able to work around the language barrier because remember he did that with Tajiri. He just put him with Steve Corino. You can always put him with another wrestler, or you can put him with like the likes of Judge Jeff Jones, Joel Gertner. Uh, he was signed Guy Dudley. I forgot I think it was Lou E. Dangerously. I think he's what he changed his name to. Yeah, the Sky. Yeah, he would have been able to do all kinds of crazy shit with him.
Yeah. I agree with you, but he's my second pick. My first would be Samoa Joe. I think Paul Heyman would have seen, his talent, but I don't think Bischoff and McMahon would. Like, I think the rest of them get picked up. Maybe not Suzuki, but I think Kenny's barely there. I think Ibushi eventually leaves. Pentagon Jr. I think would get picked up. And maybe I'm just thinking of it, of actual time machine, talent wise, all of them, booking wise, probably all of them. But, if you're thinking about really taking them back to that time, I think Samoa Joe isn't picked up by the other companies and becomes a huge star. So, and then he'd be kind of like Rhino after the company's done. And just be like, I'm former ECW, you know what I mean? Right. So, and I think he would eventually get picked up by WWE or whatever after the invasion. So I think it's Samoa Joe, but it's Samoa Joe for something that in Booms, you remember this. How often did you see like your favorite ECW guy just get picked up?
More times than what I thought.
Yeah. So it's a factor. Talent wise, I think you can get anyone. Pentagon Jr. Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with this list. This is an amazing list. But guys, give us your answers down in the comments. Send us questions. Golden Star Alex, thank you for being the mod of my twitch.tv/KocoSports. And great questions. Me and Boom Boom in the real world will try to record more of these tomorrow. Booms, do you got anything to say before we go?
No, just thanks for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to check us out, let's see, on DaveKoco.com. He's got links to all his novels, including Operation Freak Show and the upcoming Lucky the Orphan. You can also find Dave Koco on Twitch TV /KocoSports, KOCO Sports. He plays, let's see, basketball, hockey, football poorly. He can't make it past Slime Climb on Fall Guys.
It's impossible. No human being can get past Slime Climb. It's impossible.
And his girlfriend refuses to be seen on air.
She does sometimes. She has to be in the mood. So, context is everything. All right. This took a sharp left turn. With that, I am over. Hey, but